Okay, we have yet again another update on the food stamp situation for the month of November. So I want to bring you the latest details, what the president just said, as he did confirm the distribution of food stamps for the month of November. So I've been out a couple different times today bringing you latest updates on this food stamp situation. This is developing quite a bit here today, so I want to bring you this latest update. The president recently made a post on Truth Social indicating that they're going to be making the payments as soon as possible, okay? All right, so we got a bunch to talk about here. Let me bring you up to speed as far as where we're currently at. And again, I know that this seems like all over the place today. Like, well, 1 minute I'm out saying something's like, oh, they're not coming. The minute later I come back and say they're coming now. Well, based on what happened this afternoon, and then again confirmed by the president just a little while ago with his post on Truth Social as well, that yes, these payments are going to be going out. However, there's more to it than that. So let me talk you through the details as far as what we know. And again, we're going to be learning more over the weekend here, and we're going to be learning more on probably Monday and early next week as well. So this certainly is not over yet. Definitely far from over at this moment. Okay, so let's talk about really quickly. Let's just back up for just a second here. So earlier, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago, I was out in a separate live stream this afternoon, and basically 2 federal judges came together and they ruled that the food stamp program needs to continue while this government shutdown is going on. And they basically need to use the $5.25 billion in the contingency fund to basically pay these benefits. Okay, so that was a few hours ago. I had a live stream about that. Now, since then, not that long ago, the president was out in this post on Truth Social, basically saying, in short, basically the attorneys are coming together. They're conflicting on how these benefits can be paid. But they basically said they've instructed the attorneys to basically ask the courts how they can pay SNAP benefits as soon as possible. Okay, so that's what they're looking at right now. And apparently the attorneys are looking into this and figuring out how they can pay these benefits out. And again, looking for the courts for instruction on how this can be done as soon as possible. Now, the federal judges have also indicated that these benefits must continue to go out while they sort this out in court. So there you go. Who knows how long that's going to take, but regardless, no matter what happens here, as long as they sit here and argue this whole thing out, and as long as this is still within question and the courts are hammering this out, they still need to pay these benefits until further decision is made at some point, which, this could take a long time. At that point, I mean, it could sit in court and they could sit and talk about this forever. I mean, like a month or 2 or whatever it takes in court. By that time, the government shutdown will likely be over, and therefore we won't really need to worry about this anymore, because the only reason we're in this situation in the first place is because of the government shutdown. Is that going to make sense? So as soon as they refund the government, we're going to be fine. This will all be fine because they'll have the money basically appropriated at that point. The problem is we haven't had the lawmakers come together and actually allocate this money, is why we're having this issue right now. Kind of makes sense, right? Follow all this. There's a lot of moving parts around this. Okay, anyway. I was also just reading about this as well. Remember this whole situation I've set up a few times. I said it today. I said it the last couple of days here. But there's been this discussion where it's like, if they send out a partial payment, then they keep coming back and saying, well, if we send out a partial, we won't be able to send out any other benefits for the rest of the month, right? And then I've been saying, like, there's conflicting information here as well. They can send out a partial, but yet they can't send out the other partial later on in the month. Or if we wait a little while, then we can get the full benefit. It's just kind of been this mess, and there doesn't really seem like a whole lot of answers around this. Now, some new information I just came across as well is suggesting the $5.25 billion that they have in the emergency contingency fund right now will, yes, it'll fund about half of the benefits that need to be sent out. But then they also indicated that in time here, obviously before the end of November, that they can also send out retroactive pay for the beneficiaries once this whole thing gets started out. So now we're getting more information on this, right? So again, we did not know that as of not that long ago, where they were saying, oh no, we can't do that. It's either a partial one time or it's the whole payment one time, but it's not 2 partials. Well, now they're basically saying, yes, we can send out a partial, and yes, we can offer retroactive once this whole thing gets hammered out. So it's getting better, like practically by the hour, it's getting better, okay? So that's this is a good thing. Now, not really shocked by all this, being fair with you, right? So here we are, as I host this live stream right here, right now, it's like Friday evening, right? Friday evening, October 31st. Not really shocked by all the details that are coming across right now. because obviously tomorrow is November, so they kind of want to get this hammered out as soon as possible. However, here's the couple things that I want to point out for you. And yes, I did say this earlier today. I said this over the last couple of days here, but I want to point this out for you really quickly. It takes time to get this money flowing again. It's not like something they can just turn on the spigot and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, look at all the money flowing right away. It takes time for this money to start flowing again, and we don't know how long that's going to take, okay? So the problem with that is that, well, it could still be a few days until beneficiaries actually get this money, even though the federal courts have come together and handed down this ruling saying you must continue to pay these benefits, and the president has agreed and all of this. Just because that has happened doesn't mean that the money's going to start flowing like right away tomorrow morning. That's not how this is going to be, right? It's going to take some time for this money to actually start flowing onto EBT cards. Okay. Now remember, I said this in the live stream earlier today. I'm going to say it again really fast, which is this: USDA, right? So United States Department of Agriculture is who oversees the food stamp program. The states administer the program. So the money needs to flow from USDA, Department of Agriculture, to the states. The states need to figure out what to do with it, send it on to the beneficiary, and then, at that point, it gets to the beneficiary. So there's a few steps. It needs to go from a few different places before it can get to the beneficiary. With that being said, it's probably going to take a couple of days to see this money start flowing. In fact, I've been trying to figure out, as in like I've been digging into this further and like finding, doing additional research and trying to look into this. I'm trying to find like an exact timeline. Like, how long really does this take? I can't find anything that gives a definitive timeline. I've been seeing across multiple different sources things like, well, it could be like early next week. It could be like late next week. It could be like a week that we may need to wait to see this money actually flowing. Okay. So that's kind of the problem that we're working with right now, is that, Supreme Court has ruled that these benefits need to go out. President has complied, addressing and, asking the attorneys to figure out and ask for direction out of the courts on how to do this as soon as possible. USDA has the money, $5.25 billion, roughly about half of the money that is needed to send out for any given month. And obviously November being the month, right? But how long? How long? Again, I have not been able to find a specific number for that. I keep getting ranges. Oh, it could be a couple days. It could be a week. Nobody seems to know exactly how long, which, to be fair, that's, it's kind of to be expected. There's a lot of steps here that he needs to go through. So nonetheless, probably, I'm just going to say this much: anticipate the first week of November that we're kind of on our own here. Okay. Just anticipate that the first week of November, we got to figure out different, secondary backup plans. And then at some point, hopefully within the first week here of November, they will have those benefits funded onto EBT cards for the beneficiaries. Does that kind of make sense? And who knows? Let's just say that the money hits cards on Monday. Okay, awesome. Well, our secondary backup plan was, planning for maybe a week, but maybe if money hits cards on Monday, then great, even better, right? So I'm just saying, we don't know all the details yet, but those two judges that came out earlier today and handed down this ruling, they said, we need answers, we need clarification, and we need, further details on this by Monday. So basically giving them through the weekend to figure this out and to get further answers on this. So it's interesting to hear this because, not that long ago, the administration was like, we don't have any money. And then all of a sudden it turned out to be, well, we do have some money. It's in a contingency fund. And then it turned out to be, well, we have the money in the contingency fund, but we can't use it. Okay. And now it is, oh, we have the money. It's in the contingency fund. We're arguing about whether we can or can't use it. And some attorneys say yes. Some attorneys say no. Some judges say you have to. Okay. I guess we're just going to do that then. Right. So that's what it's looking like right now. And again, I know it seems like I'm like so confused. I don't know what's going on. If you're feeling that way, like, that's how all of us are feeling. That's how all of us are feeling right now. We're all in the same position trying to figure out what's going on. And it seems like they don't really know either. Nobody really has a good idea of what the real law is, apparently, because that's why they're bringing in different groups of attorneys that are looking through this to figure out, what does the actual law state here? Can they use that contingency money? Again, the federal courts have ruled that they need to. Okay, so we kind of hammered that out, I guess. So yeah, still a lot of moving parts. I would anticipate over the weekend here, we're going to get more updates on this. Okay. It's probably going to be a multiple time a day type of situation, but I just saw this and I wanted to bring this to your attention right away here. So we can all be on the same page with this. And again, through the weekend, I will continue to keep you updated on this. I know it feels like, we're all over the place on this, but that's just honestly the information that's coming across the wire. And I know that a lot of you here in the community, because I see your comments down below, want to have answers, even though it feels like we're flipping and flopping every, 2 hours or whatever. It seems like things are different. It feels that way, but it actually feels like we're a little bit onto a path of possible distribution of money here, probably sooner than later. Okay, just based on what we're seeing, it seems like we finally have a structure, we finally have a plan, and they're going to start executing on that plan to figure out, okay, here's what we're going to do, here's how we're going to get the money, here's where we're going to get the answers. We have the contingency money set aside, we got the retroactive part set up as well, that whole thing. We got this whole thing hammered out, we got a plan. Now it's just a matter of implementation of the plan, and then boom, there we go, we can get the money to the beneficiaries. Is that going to make sense? Right? So anyway, obviously, I'm going to continue to keep you updated over the weekend with everything else going on, as I often do here on the channel. I mean, literally daily, multiple videos a day, live streams all the time. Anyway, I'm going to continue to keep you updated on everything that I talk about here on the channel: Social Security, retirement, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI, VA, RRB, anything else, money distributions, programs, stimulus, rebates, distributions, SNAP, food stamps. I mean, literally all the things that I talk about here. I will continue to watch everything very closely. I will keep you updated on all of it, and we'll see what else happens here. But I guarantee you there will be more updates throughout the weekend. I guarantee it. Stand by. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe if you have not done so. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you've not done so. Subscribe button down below. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for being part of this community. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be, to advocate for you, to just whatever I can for you. Drop your comments down below, your questions, your comments, concerns, whatever you got. I will do my very best to answer those, as well as come back and dedicated videos for you. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you got for me. Okay. I hope you are having a nice evening. I'm going to have my wife come on in and help me out. Corey, I hope she's listening to this. I have my phone sitting here and I have a text drafted on my phone. I actually just tapped my phone and I don't think the message sent. So Corey, if you're watching, please come help me. Anyway. All right. Anyway, here's one thing that I do want to say. If those of you in the community are on Medicare and you've been calling chapter here, they had a long wait time today, hours. Okay. So I apologize about that. They get swamped from time to time. Some of you here in the community reach out and say, oh, the wait time's long. This whole week, wait times have been like non-existent. Okay. But today they got hit with a bunch of calls again. Again, many of you here in the community calling them. Average person saving $1,100, which is absolutely amazing. I still have this document sitting right here, which is a list that I'm updating weekly, showing how many people are saving money on a monthly basis, an annualized basis, hundreds, thousands of dollars. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, if you're on Medicare, we're still within Medicare annual enrollment. Write that phone number down. It's going to be a little late. Honestly, I just called them before I started making this video. They have about an hour wait still at this time right now. Okay, so call them tomorrow. Weekends, wait times are significantly lower. But if you're on Medicare, annual enrollment still is here. Give them a call, before it's too late and before annual enrollment actually ends here. Okay, we still have a little bit of time. Okay, anyway, super easy 3-step process that I put together for those of you here in the community. Super fast and easy. Number 1, grab your red, white, and blue card. Number 2, grab your phone. Number 3, call chapter, and they will do the rest for you completely for free. Okay, anyway, call them tomorrow, call them Sunday, not anymore today. Just being fair, wait times are long, and then they're going to be closing here in a little while. Okay, anyway, hang on a second here. Okay. All right, I had to text Corey to ask her to come and help me out for a second. Okay, so anyway, stand by. Thanks again for watching this. Really appreciate all of you. Hope that you're having a nice Friday. Thanks for being here. But yeah, stay tuned. Bunch of different things will be happening this weekend. If you're just jumping on right now, I'm actually going to wrap this up here in 1 minute. Okay. But if you're just jumping on right now, just scroll the video back, watch the first, 10 minutes of this or whatever it happens to be, and you'll get all the answers there. Otherwise, stay tuned. Please subscribe if you're new here, 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. If you're on Medicare, write that phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, call them over the weekend. They will be there 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. East Coast time to help you with your Medicare. Bring your Medicare card, call them and let them handle the rest. They will do all of the work for you. You don't have to do anything. Just answer a couple questions. All right, anyway.